what would you say to a young person, say a 20, 24-year-old person right now, if they want to invest, and how much money do you need in order to actually invest?
Well, I think if you're really, really young and you're starting out, you can have any amount of money and start investing. So you can walk into a place like TD Ameritrade, Schwab, or Fidelity. You could open an account with Vanguard, and you deposit the smallest amount and you buy the S&P 500 in a no transaction fee way, meaning you can't be paying $10 every time you buy it, because if you're only saving $10 a month, you're not going to get anywhere, right? You need to be buying it for free and just keep buying, even if it's a tiny, tiny amount all the time. You can use an app like Robinhood, open an account, transaction free, and just buy one thing after another. Just make sure you're not paying transaction fees.
So Robinhood is the app or the account that you can set up. And
yeah.
So what is the best way to actually earn a lot of money on the stock market, in your opinion?
Well, I think if you own the broad stock market, you can expect over the very long run to get about 10%. There are going to be long periods of time where it's more, long periods of time where it's less. If you think about that, you're doubling your money around every 7 years. If you're really young, I mean, if you start investing when you're 25, well, at 35, $1,000 has become $2,000, and then at 45, it's $4,000, and at 55, it's $8,000, and at 65, it's $16,000. So you've really gotten that to really turn into a big number just by owning the stock market. If you want to place bets on an industry, you got to pay a lot more attention, right? Because some industries tank and take a long time to recover, like financials now. Some go on incredible runs, but tend to collapse when they run their course, like technology. So with that, you got to be much more, paying a lot more attention. I tell my own kids, buy the stock market, buy a basket of securities, just keep buying it over and over and over again, and stick with that.
What do you mean by securities?
Well, a stock is a security, and basically if you buy the S&P 500, you own 500 stocks. So just buy the S&P 500, you can buy it through one ticker symbol, and boom, you own 500 companies that make up a big part of the US economy. You can buy an index that covers Australia, an index that covers Europe. So you can buy 2 or 3 things and be covering the whole world. And that's really the way to do it.
What's the biggest mistake that you see people doing when they start investing in the first place?
I think they try to time their way in and out of things. So, everyone seems to have to, learn the hard way that buying and selling individual stocks on a day-to-day basis is a loser's game. So somebody says, today I'm going to buy Tesla, and tomorrow I'm going to sell Tesla, then I'm going to buy Apple, then I'm going to sell that. Going in and out of things over and over and over again increases the probability you're going to mess things up. But it's something most people have to learn the hard ways. It's a good thing to learn when you're young and you're starting with smaller dollars.
Oh, definitely. What has been, in your experience, what has been the worst investment you've ever made?
The worst investment I've ever made. So I've got to go back to like the late 90s. There was a mutual fund that had done really, really well every year in a row for like 10 years. And I thought, oh, well, obviously they'll do that in the 11th. And I put all my lawn mowing money that I made and piled up and saved. And then when I got out of college, I took that and put it in that mutual fund, and it tanked. And I then eventually picked up a book by John Bogle called Common Sense on Mutual Funds. And it talked about how just because something's done well in the past doesn't mean it'll do well going forward. And in fact, it turns out some of the highest rated mutual funds actually tend to underperform going forward, because they may have had a sector that was doing really well, whether it's financial or energy or technology. If things turn bad for that sector, eventually, and most things are cyclical, you wind up being in for the losing side of things. So I think it was chasing performance was a mistake I made early on and learned the hard way.
And what's been current today, what has been your most favorite investment?
Well, I think like when we started, really building portfolios at Creative Planning, we were one of the first passive investors, meaning quit stock picking, buying mutual funds, instead buy these baskets of securities, buy these baskets of stocks. And we're one of the largest holders of those in the world now. And I think the best investment we ever did was we were doing that very, very early on before the market had moved in that direction. And I think it's played out, for our clients that they've been on the winning side of that equation. I think that's a big part of Creative Planning's success. So I would say being early on that path was the best investment.